Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob, and today I shall be attempting to take this old Matchbox Lesney Citroen DS from shabby to shiny. This one is number 66, Citroen DS, one of my favourite ever cars, and you know, I'm sure you'll agree that the Citroen DS is probably one of the certainly top 10 most beautiful cars ever made. And if I ever win the lottery, the Citroen DS will certainly be on my list to buy. But this little one is quite a simple model. There is no interior glass, there is no interior. But you know, this one is obviously seen some better days. And I haven't done one of these kind of classic, just straight up restorations for some time, so you know, I fancied it today. But anyway, with 2,000 likes, this little beauty, it could be yours. But we will start by drilling down the centre of the posts. There are two on this car. Remove the flange and tap those holes. Please do remember to lubricate the end of your piece. You do not want to snap it. And here is the Citroen DS just firing across the tabletop there. Very aerodynamic, I'm sure. But yeah, it does read underneath Citroen DS 19, made in England by Lesney. And upside down there, but yeah, reading number 66. And as you can see, I've already pre-drilled this one. So just to reach for a screwdriver, because it is a tight fit. And then it pops off on the front there. Making sure I don't do any damage. But the one thing to consider, the wheels, you can see the axle with a rollover on the end, but on the rear they just sit in there and they will just fall off. And there we are. The front, on the other hand, I will have to drill that out. Well, so you can just about see that. I'll show you later on. But the main casting here, yeah, look at that iconic, beautiful design. There is a little bit of a kind of knock on that front A-pillar, so we'll try and bend that back later on. Whoops, hopefully we don't make any damage. This is one thing that I noticed. Probably the only car, the base on this is curved. It is beautiful. But yeah, I need to remove that. And what I'm going to use is my little tack knife. And I've got this little end here, as you can see. And we'll just grind down where it's been hammered over. And I like to just kind of keep it easy, keep it slow. The main thing, of course, is not to hit the wheels. The last thing I want to do is damage the wheels, and having to try and find a replacement will be a nightmare. So it just needs a little bit extra here. And I think we've finally done enough, and there we go. So there's the wheel. The wheel on this side, yeah, that's stuck into position. A lot of years of dirt and grime and rust as well. But we'll get that off shortly. But into the foot-long hot dog jar. As you can see, the jar is in my filter system. Try not to breathe this caustic soda solution. The gases that come off of this are pretty nasty, so and you'll notice that I have a brand new glove. But yeah, giving it the little swissy swish. We'll have a look here. You can see the caustic solution doing its thing. It's bubbling away. These older castings, they don't take too long, to be fair. 5 or 10 minutes in that and you're ready to go. Now, using the anti-back multi-purpose spray, I'm going to be cleaning up the wheels and axles. The anti-back I recommend just for cleaning parts. Please do not inject it into yourself. And here we are. Just a short while later. Nice and clean. And the axles here as well, I've cleaned them up. Used a bit of sandpaper. As you can see, no rust anymore on there. To clean those wheels, I used a toothpick and like a Q-tip or an earbud. Gets in all those little nooks and crannies. But whilst I was cleaning those wheels, as you can see, the paint is all coming off this casting. Beautiful. So this is ready to flush. And here we are, just a couple of minutes later. All of that paint has gone. Looks like we've got a little bit remaining here, so not 100% today, but probably a good 99.31%. I'm happy with that. And on the base as well, probably around the same. But before I reach for my attack life, of course, water and battery power, they don't really mix too well. I need to get myself some more of these. Starting to run out. But to give you a little sample of the roof section here. And look at that, beautiful. Same again, little sample of the base. Now normally I like a polished base, and if I was going to go down the Restoration Plus kind of route, I perhaps would have left this unpainted today. But yeah, probably better to read it now perhaps. But we'll get this back into paint. Like I say, this is going to be a true restoration attempt. But before I go any further, of course I've got to tackle the A-pillar here. Now, my experience with die cast is that if something bends one way, as soon as you try to bend it the other way, it snaps. So I was fully accepting and expecting this to break. But I thought, well, before I put any heat to it, I'm going to use this little hammer that I have. And it's a bit awkward. There's been times when, you know, at this stage I would turn the camera off, concentrate, and then try to straighten this part out, you know, amongst other things that I've done in the past. But then, of course, people want to see it. Now, to me, this is a little bit mundane, a little bit boring. All I'm trying to do here is keeping my thumb on one side, and I'm using the flat piece of the hammer on the other. And you can kind of see that, you know, I'm a relatively strong fella. The amount of force that I'm putting on that. But it's coming. Needs a little bit more. And yeah, this is the little hammer that I have. I think it was sold as a bodywork hammer. But yeah, there's sometimes though that you find that you can go a little bit too far and eventually it will snap. But actually, you know, I went as far as I was comfortable. So whilst I just finish this up, I just want to ask you, how are you doing with the current situation? You know, I'm still working during the day, working up here during the night, and I think I'm keeping sane, keeping healthy. I'm hoping you guys are as well. But let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But accepting now, that was where the A-pillar was going to finish up, and I was happy with that. So I now use this IPA panel wipe, and I don't think I've shown this process ever before. Now, bearing in mind this is a simple casting, I perhaps sometimes miss certain steps off of film just because it's a little bit boring. But I thought today, because it is a very simple one, I'll try and show every little step along the way. Now, I never used to use this panel wipe, but recently started to do it, and look, you know, you can see there's that dirt there. Bearing in mind this was recently polished, you know, it looked good, but there is still that little bit of dirt. There's perhaps something from the fingers or, you know, from the desk, and certainly my paint jobs have been, you know, the better for it. And I use this I think it's called lint-free crow feet panel wipes, and they're dry, so you use your panel wipe solution alongside it. But the idea is that no kind of, I guess, furs or hairs or, you know, strands of whatever material will get stuck. So yeah, that's looking perfect. Takes a little bit of time to just dry out, you know, naturally by air, but yeah, it's worth the effort. But for the base here, just simply some TS14. And you should see how this lays on. Wow. Just perfect. Courtesy of our friend Tony Bellini, that can. But there we are, look at that. Like glass. And that dries really well. And then using my black primer, I find yellow and perhaps white are the hardest to paint. Thankfully today, no issues. I must admit, you know, the more I do it, the more experienced that I become, and you know, I've found certain paints or methods that work for me. I'm hoping that I'll continue to have less repaints. But yeah, we're using Tamiya yellow today. I haven't used Tamiya paints like through the airbrush for some time. I've been using all the Viejo premium range, which I absolutely adore. I think it's wonderful paint. But I don't have... Well, I do have some solid yellow, but I'm not a lover of the solid colours from the range. Much prefer the metallics and the candies. The solids, I don't know. They're not fantastic. So I thought I'll use the Tamiya yellow gloss today, and I'm very happy with it. I think the yellow gloss is almost identical to the original. I didn't need to add any other colour to mix it up. It just, you know, straight out of the the little jar there. I think I could have used a little bit of, well, a little bit of extra thinner. I think it was just a tad on the thicker side, and my airbrush was certainly straining to get it through, but yeah, eventually it did. But anyways, later in the day, we know these wheels have come up lovely, and they are shining. There's no kind of, you know, clear or anything on top of that. It's just standard, just having been washed. And yeah, look at that base, and that's beautiful. I have added some clear over that. It didn't really need it, but you know, whilst I had the clear out, look at that. Look at that shine. How smooth it is. Wonderful. And same again with the body here. It's had now a clear coat added. Perhaps it's a little shinier than the original, but I'm okay with that. But I'm going to put it back together, add a few of those original details, but as a reminder of what she looked like. And this is the result. So around the front, we've got the chrome on the front bumper plus grille, and on those headlights. I referred to Google Images and found a couple of websites, and you know, I didn't want to overdo it. Like I say, this is not a restoration plus or custom. This is a restoration attempt. But yeah, the wheels back there. I did put a little bit of chrome on the axle ends. Hopefully you'll forgive me for that. But coming around the back, a little bit of chrome in that kind of rear light stroke grille section, I guess it is. You know, I could have added a few extra details, but like I say, maybe if I ever get another one. But for right now, to me, this is beautiful, this is perfect, and this could be yours with 2,000 likes. But anyway, let me take this opportunity to thank my amazing patrons. Thanks again, guys. And thanks for everybody else for watching. Hopefully you liked it, hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you subscribed, and hopefully I'll see you soon on the next one.